Now, one thing I like to do is this, is, you take, one or two of your fingers, and you can just start, you grab it like this, and you can just start jabbing it in. You
Hold
can
up.
end up in jail for that.
How's it going, guys? It's been a minute since we've looked into Cyraxx. Everything has just been happening here recently. Cyraxx has just had a bad day after bad day after bad day. He either wakes up and he doesn't have an Xbox, and then like 20 minutes later he doesn't have a PC. It's been a long time since there was this much stuff going on in the Raxxverse. Honestly, it almost feels like there's a brand new generation popping up. Like this is something special we're witnessing. Because we all knew what could have happened. Cyraxx was either going to fade into obscurity or get 10 times worse after the tragedy of February. But no, we got the good story for once because Cyraxx has came back, and now we all know he could leave at any time. But do you guys really think he is? Like, this isn't like the days when Cyraxx was so embarrassed to get back on live streaming after 3-3-23 that he was taking 3-week breaks. Like, that time is gone because Cyraxx is now feeling emotional about 3-3-23. He wants his friends back. He wants to be able to jump on panel and yell at everybody. Because remember, guys, Cyraxx does not care about the attention he gets, good or bad, he just wants some attention. So in the meantime, he's gonna rage out about all of the things that are happening to him, just trying to look for a brand new panel. He's gonna post a video teaching us some self-defense lessons because, if we need some self-defense lessons from any lolcow, it's gonna be Cyraxx. This is one of my favorite Cyraxx videos in a minute because it's not just the same old. I mean, it's Cyraxx, so he can't help himself but repeat the same things over and over again sprinkled throughout the video, but we get some good things we haven't seen in a while. Maybe Cyraxx takes up MMA again. Honestly, I think that would be the best sport for him too. Not because it's productive for him or anything like that, but because it would be absolutely hilarious.
I myself have been a victim of internet trolling for over 8 years. My life burned down to ruin. Nothing left is of my life. I no longer have a social life. I no longer have a job. It's hard for me to keep relationships. And more importantly, it's hard for me to make an honest living doing something that I love. Before I was a troll, before I had become a quote-unquote lolcow to the troll community, I was a music artist. I was releasing music, doing shows every day, enjoying my life, hanging out with my friends, hanging out with my family, and living a normal life. But today I was hanging out with one of my best friends who's basically like my little brother. And I took a break from working on music to work on some artwork. When he sent me a message saying, dude, you need to see this. Something serious is going on. And I could tell by the tone of his voice when he spoke to me that he was devastated. Tophiachu is fine, but her mom is in the hospital and her brother was pronounced on arrival to the hospital this morning. This trolling has got to stop. Police and law enforcement are not doing anything to put a stop to this or help. They treat us like we don't matter. And every time my family reached out to the police or to any sort of law enforcement, we got left to fend for ourselves. Told that the best thing to do is to leave the internet, when to leave the internet is not the answer. The answer is law enforcement stepping up and doing something. They say that because they don't have enough information, like where these people live, their addresses, their names, all that stuff, that they can't do anything. I call bullshit.
You know, honestly, guys, I'm not too surprised that Cyraxx ended up taking advantage of the Brother Chu situation. We all know Cyraxx loves to do this. When the Green Ranger passed away, he was one of the first people on the internet to jump on and try to send his condolences. But it ended up not being his condolences because he just made it all about himself. Because that's exactly what he does. Right here, he mentions tophiachu's tragedy for about a second. And then it's just all about Cyraxx. And I'm going to say this. Like, no matter how you feel about that family, Cyraxx, you have never, ever went through anything like that. Whatever tophiachu just saw, you would be broken if that happened to you. You wouldn't know what to do. So the fact that you got on here just to take advantage of that situation, to flip it around for yourself, is absolutely disgusting. But you know what, guys? It doesn't even seem too surprising because who it's coming from. Like, honestly, there would be some lolcows who could say something like this that would catch me a little bit off guard. Like, maybe like King Cobra JFS. But Cyraxx, when he does it, oh yeah, this is totally expected. And you know what? It's an amazing thing that he hasn't realized that Marty has passed, because if he did realize that, oh, it's all about him now. Like, oh, can you believe that that guy is gone and he'll never get his revenge? Or better yet, when we all know this is going to happen, like the 99%, oh, I miss the Mart Dog so much, my best friend. How could this have happened to him? He was the best person in the world to me. No one will ever be as good of a friend. 8 years. We had 8 years of friendship and it's all gone. And when that happens, it might be one of the funniest days in the Raxxverse, at least one of the most ironic. And the way he's using this tragedy, it makes it 10 times worse when Cyraxx goes through his like normal routine of, I don't have a job, these people hold me back from everything. Because for once, right guys, I normally say this, that Cyraxx is not reaching a new audience. But it's very possible that he could reach a new audience with this video, and people in an emotional state who could be feeling very similar ways to Cyraxx. They don't know who he is, but they know he's a person in a difficult situation, right? They don't know he put it all on himself. So what does Cyraxx do? He's saying, I don't have a job, I've never got any money because of these people, I'm a talented artist. People could start donating to him for this. That is extra scummy. Not normally could you say that Cyraxx could take advantage of a situation and profit off of it, but this is one of them where he could, and he was going to take absolute advantage of it with no remorse. And Cyraxx, when it comes to the police investigating these people you want to go to jail, like, how would you expect them to go about this? They've told you they don't have a name, they don't have an address, they don't even know where to begin looking. Like, if you was told to go find somebody out in this world, but you was told, we don't have a name for them, we don't have an address, and we have no idea what they look like, how would you find them? Explain to every one of us how you would find these people. Now, you could say, find their username and you find their IP address. Well, some people use IP blockers. Now, I imagine that there could be something else that people use to find IPs, right? But at the same time, that probably costs a lot of money, and that's a lot of resources Akron PD probably just doesn't have because they're so busy just riding out to your house. You're like probably 20% of their funds, and you're expecting them to work harder for you?
People get arrested for shit they didn't do, for simply defending their families, like I did last year. Last year, a troll came up to my house with a sign and a bunch of my neighbors and started to hurt my family. And I was only doing what I felt was right to protect my family. My family told him to leave. He would not leave. So I went outside with a baseball bat and I gave this man a fair warning to either leave, or I was going to take what he was doing as a in my family, and I was going to on him and do what I needed to do to protect my family. He wouldn't leave, so I swung the bat at him, and as a result of me defending my family, I got arrested, and thankfully the charges did get dropped. People like my family, people like Tophia's family, people like King Cobra JSF, and many, many others whose lives have been ruined by the troll community. Because these evil people are not being held accountable. Social media platforms like YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, and every other platform you can think of are not being held responsible. And the police are not being made to do their jobs, to actually take action against these people. And I, for one, am tired of it. So what I did is I came together with some of my closest friends and we made a petition that you guys can find down below, that we would like you all to sign to try to spark a change. But what pisses me off more than anything is the fact that law enforcement is not taking action against these people when they should be. Social media is not being held responsible like they should be. I myself have had my whole content creation and music career ruined because social media will not get involved. They don't take a stand. They aren't being made to be held responsible. And I think it's time that changed. Social media should and does need to be, in fact, held responsible for what they are doing.
It's so crazy the revisionist history that Cyrax uses for the AOM situation. He pretends that it wasn't an incredibly easy situation for him to avoid. It's like, Cyrax, you stay in the attic all day. I guarantee you didn't notice 5 people outside on your street like yelling about you. It probably didn't cross your mind that it was about you in the first place until Sally and Ed said something about it, or you was getting text messages about it yourself and got heated. They were staying outside of your property. There was no reason to grab the bat and run at them. You did that all yourself. You made the situation far worse. Now, everyone involved in that wasn't the brightest people involved, you, AOM, because when he pressed charges, he wasn't even about it. He just felt pressured to do it by other people. So when he had to drive back and forth, he eventually realized, oh wait, Cyrax can actually follow up on these cases pretty easily, and he has nothing really better to do. Sally's gonna force him to go, and I would just much rather sit in my basement just like Cyrax all day, so I'm not gonna bother. You got incredibly lucky. Quit pretending you got the charges dropped. Oh, and yes guys, if you're curious about that paperwork Cyrax wants all of you guys to go sign up for, well, I couldn't put it in my own description, so I thought, what else to do besides put my Twitter in the description, and we can just keep updated on Cyrax together. Whenever I'm not making a video and I notice him doing something ridiculous, I'll just tell you guys about it on there. So yeah, go ahead, follow my Twitter, and then the entire world will change for the better. How? I don't know, but I guarantee you whatever Cyrax was having you sign up for wouldn't change it, so my Twitter is the far better option.
My own dad disowned me because of these people. My own adoptive dad that helped raise me disowned me last year because of these people. My friends walked away and abandoned me because of these people. And so many other people lose so much more. Their livelihoods, their jobs, everything. Their houses, their homes. And nobody is doing a goddamn thing to step up and stop it. Let's make a change on social media. They'll break into your computers and they'll do whatever they want. You are essentially at their mercy. They will sit there and they will type shit in your search bar that you would not normally search. They will ask you if they feel the need to. If you're getting out of line or doing something that they don't like, those are just a couple tactics that they will use. So please, I urge everybody out there, anybody watching this video, share this petition around with your friends and family, and let's make a change.
I'll send in detectives, I'll send in police, I'll send in everything in my power!
You guys are pushing me to a place that I don't want to go back to. A dark side of me that the world has not seen. You want to know why I have not done anything to any of you anytime I say that I'm going to? It's because I hold myself back. I hold back what I can actually do. I hold back what I am capable of, and I am scared of what I would do. and I would end up in prison for the rest of my life. And I don't want that. I'm holding back. And for a very good reason. Because there's a darker side of me that I have not showed the internet. And I hope and pray to God that the internet does not see. A side of me that you don't want to tangle with, William. You or your friends. Because there's a darker side of me that I keep locked away that you do not want to see come out. And I know you might think I'm crazy, but just trust me when I say this is not a side of me that you want to face. Because this side of me that you are going to drag out if you do not stop does not care about you, does not care about your family. I will do very bad things to you in front of your family if you do not stop. That is what that dark side of me would say. Because right now, William, you are pushing me to a point that you cannot comprehend. Your human brain can't comprehend the dark side that I am keeping locked away. There's very few people that have actually seen it come out.
Cyraxx, Gordon did not disown you because of the live stream he did with the Mard Dog. That's just not true at all. He was done with you a long time before that. That's the only reason he got on live stream with Marty, is because he went to tell everybody that you're just using his last name. You're not a true Wilkins, you never will be, and it just so happened to be the name that Sally had when you was born, so he used it. Like, that was it. He just wanted to make sure everyone knew you wasn't connected to him at all. Now, there was one thing you could have done, like maybe you could have been super nice to Gordon, super respectful, and maybe, just maybe, Gordon's wife would have felt bad for you again, and she might have took you in one more time. But what did you do? No, you freaked out on her, freaked out on Gordon, told Gordon you was going to throw hands with him, and now look, Gordon isn't here anymore and you feel bad about it. The last thing you told Gordon was that he was nothing to you and that he never was, and now you can't take that back. And you know, normal people would feel bad about that, and where it's Cyraxx, I think he just feels bad about it in the term that he wants to use sympathy by saying he feels bad about it and blame it on the trolls. But all in all, do I think Cyraxx cares? Not at all. Look how he's taking advantage of the situation now. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, when you was out visiting Gordon the last time, when you got thrown out of the house by his wife and was waiting on him to come home, waiting for his judgment, and he arrives and all he does is slam his hat into your face, screaming at you, telling you better find a way home when you have absolutely no way. And the only option you could find was finding one of your old teachers and having him drive you to the airport. A super desperate situation, right? And that was all caused apparently by this dark thing inside of you, Cyraxx, because right now you're trying to scare people for some reason, but we all know that you have shown the worst of yourself time and time again. Over and over, Cyraxx has shown that he is one of the worst humans on the internet. It's barely comparable to anyone else you've seen. But all of a sudden now he's going to tell us that he is scary and that he doesn't want to show us what he's capable of. I'm just going to mention this, guys. Here recently, I've been hearing Cyraxx mention this dark being inside of him, and I just can't help but think like maybe Cyraxx is slipping a little bit. Like, we know Cyraxx is out there, but he normally stays grounded into his own delusions, right? But he just might be going off the rails now. Like, he's literally pulling a Tony the Black Dragon, and if you was to bring this up to him, he would rage so hard. But I find it more odd that there's so many lolcows who like apparently believe that there's this dark entity inside of them. Like, is the Black Dragon a real thing that just drives these lolcows to commit actions, and only Tony the Black Dragon, Cyraxx, and Jupiter the Hybrid, and Herobrine 1 have figured out this being's power, and now they just push it onto the internet? Maybe that's why 2025 had such a strange start.
Went over to check to see if any of my favorite creators were posting anything about me. Because as you guys know, I have a lot of super fans out there that like to post shit. And this one got me good. This one they did, y'all got me good on this. And it made me realize something. That you guys are a bunch of bitches. Is that you guys are so quick to believe what the internet says instead of going to the actual source, being me, and asking me, hey, what the going on because there's all these screenshots going on. Well, allow me to explain to you numbskull little bitches. I'm going to say what the rest of the world is thinking, and I'm going to speak for you. See, a couple of days ago, I got super bad. Broke into my computer, started looking up shit that I would never look up on Google. Very illegal shit that I would never look up, ever, in my life. And what did he do? He took that, screenshot it, sent it to his little handler. And then what did William do? Decided to into my old Discord and try to make it look like I'm saying and doing shit that I'm not saying or doing. You wanna know what my day-to-day routine is? Let me tell you. I wake up, I grab a shower, I eat breakfast, I grab some coffee, which I just grabbed. Then I sit down, I look to see if any of my favorite creators on YouTube have anything up that I like that is new. And if they don't, guess what? I sit down and I start taking care of business. I start thinking about, oh yeah, what kind of content do I want to create today? Do I want to work on music? Do I want to do gameplay video? What do I want to do? And if there's nothing for me to do, I usually sit down and I game out with my mother friends on several different games. Or I hang out with my family, or I hang out with my friends on Facebook. There's nothing illegal about what I'm doing. So, what y'all need to do is shut the f*** up, and the next time you have a question, come to me about it, and I'll tell you the truth about whether it's real or not. So, yeah.
Cyraxx, you're the person who wants a career on the internet. You're the guy who puts yourself out there. So people don't have to come and talk to you when they want to make a discussion about you. That's just out of the question once you become a personality. But let's just say people actually should come to you when they want to make a video about you, right? Or just want to talk about you in the comment section in general. You are one of the worst people that they could get into contact with. Every time messages pop up about you, it always gets vile, it always gets disgusting, and it's always started by one main person, and that's you. You're sick. People don't need to be contacting you. It would just end up bad for them. They would leave the situation scarred. And, you know, Cyraxx doesn't mind doing that to people. He does it all the time. But we have one grand solace now. It's that we don't have to take these guesses about you, Cyraxx, because after all the information that just came out about you, there is so much that each and every person that has taken a look at your drops has lore about you, like their own personal lore. Like some of my friends were sending me stuff like, did you know this about Cyraxx? And I'm like, that's gotta be fake. And then they send me the messages and I'm like, oh my gosh, Cyraxx is way worse. I'm making a video on it myself and new lore drops just to give to you guys that people wouldn't know about, except they would have to scroll on their own. So now guys, it's even better. There's even more of a lack of a reason for there to be a buddy troll, because if you want to know about Cyraxx, why even ask him at this point? Just go look at his entire backlog. Don't look at the videos we've made. Look at Cyraxx's backlog, his messages written by the man himself, and you can be the judge of just how much of a good citizen Cyraxx is.
You know, hey, how can I get this guy? No, it's about survivability. It's about utilizing what you have to survive your would-be. Now, this is something, like I said, I've had to build my own arsenal of weapons over the years for self-defense because, obviously, you know, I don't have money, so I kind of had to make do. Now, with something like this, you want to have it at about what I have it at, which is like right about here, you know, right about mid-stomach, because that gives you good range. That gives you good close-up range and whatnot. Now, one defense that I like to do is say that somebody's got you down. They got you pinned. And the only way that you can do anything is to reach toward your stomach. You're always going to have access to your stomach a lot of the times. Now, one thing I like to do is this. Is, you know, you take, you know, one or two of your fingers And you can just start, you grab it like this, and you can just start jabbing it in, driving it into their skin, just twisting, turning, doing whatever you can. I don't care which finger it is, whether it's your index finger, your thumb, pinky, whatever, ring finger, it don't matter. Just get a finger in there if possible. You're going to swing the rope into your other hand, and then from there you can, slip it in and, boom, 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 boom. But this is just one of my many, self-defense tools that I have on hand. This isn't just for fashion. I don't just wear this for fun. I don't just wear this because it looks cool. Because I do actually plan on getting some Nordic runes to represent my ancestors. Very effective self-defense tool. I've actually had to use this a couple times recently, and it's actually helped me out.
I told you guys, he's reminiscing hard on 3-3-23. He's like, it's been a long time since my friend contacted me. The schemes are getting different and I'm getting pretty worried about what's going on. But maybe if I show him my moves, it'll entice him to come out from the shadows, return from Mexico and come talk to me. If only that was the case, we can only wish. And we're stuck with the next generation of Cyraxx. But guys, I think it's going to be a great time because it's honestly looking pretty funny already. I mean, I feel so sorry for you guys who wasn't actively watching the video, just listening to it while you was playing video games or driving, because that last segment sounded entirely different to what was actually going on. But I guess that's enough for me today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and follow the socials down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.